Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome one more time to DeFi Daily. Today, guys, we bring you a very special video because we got here MILES DEUTSCHER. Hey, Miles, how are you?
I'm very good. Thanks so much for having me on the channel. If you didn't see our video yesterday, we actually covered some awesome Luna staking strategies. So check that out, link in the description. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here and get into the nitty gritty when it comes to Phantom.
Absolutely, Miles. I was really looking forward for this Phantom video, getting to the strategies. And for everyone watching the video, make sure that you go and check out MILES DEUTSCHER YouTube channel. I mean, guys, if you're into Phantom, definitely go check out Miles' channel. He has amazing content about Phantom, and lately he's been covering also Luna and some amazing DeFi strategies, so go check it out.
Yeah, so pretty much in today's video, we're going to go over some Phantom news. So we're going to go over the price, we're going to go over some catalysts and some reasons why we think there could be a huge increase in not only the Phantom price, but the ecosystem price as liquidity flows into the ecosystem. So we're going to cover all that. And then at the end, in order to take advantage of the Phantom catalysts, we're going to show you some staking strategies, which you can employ to make some crazy yields in the Phantom ecosystem. So it's going to be a really juicy video today. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely, Miles. If you agree, let's start with an analysis of the price of Phantom token in the short to mid-term, and then after that we can cover some of our personal strategies and some of the hottest Phantom projects out there.
Yeah, for sure. So look, what we're seeing at the moment is a bit of Bitcoin volatility. We're sitting around the 42K mark on Bitcoin. We're actually in the midst of the conference right now, so usually that's a fairly volatile time as people are working out what some of the Bitcoin news means. Some people are buying the lead up to the conference hype, some people are selling in the lead up, so it's a very volatile time, obviously, combined with some of the Fed news we've got. So Phantom is actually reflecting that, and if we go into the charts and look at a lot of other alts, we have Solana, which is also reflecting that in a strong downtrend. So if we actually compare across coins like AVVE, we see some very strong downtrends here from the other L1s. So the Phantom price comparatively is actually holding up pretty well. Like we basically almost hit all-time highs. You can see the highs of 347. We're at almost $3 now, and we hit 337, so we're 10 cents off yesterday. So we're still in a pretty good spot. When I look at the charts and I look at the support, obviously we've got super strong support around $2. Historically, there's been a lot of resistance and support here. So I'm pretty confident that the $2 level is a strong level of support. If things got really messy, I'm not really seeing that in the short term. Of course, it's possible, not financial advice. Anything's possible in crypto, but I'm seeing strong support around the 280 mark as well. So we just have to wait and see with Phantom. I wouldn't be aping in, but I wouldn't be selling either. Not financial advice, because yeah, there's still so much to come, and we're going to get into why Phantom could significantly appreciate in price from here.
I think you're totally right, Miles. I mean, in my case, I like to invest in projects. I like to invest in the fundamentals. I like to invest in the people behind the projects. And I believe in the case of Phantom, all of these elements are just amazing. Again, guys, it's important, of course, to look at the price tab, but I think we need to have a macro view. We need to understand the ecosystem. We need to understand the platform, the blockchain. And I think in the case of Phantom, all of these elements are there. And today we're going to be covering some of the top catalysts.
For sure, because at the end of the day, the price, the charts reflect the fundamentals, right? Without the fundamentals, I mean, none of this price action in the charts would happen. Things go up for a reason. Things go down for a reason. It's not just some magic on TradingView. Like, there's actual fundamentals that back massive price rises. So we are seeing some really strong catalysts that we're going to get into. We're also going to get into how to take advantage of that through staking. So yeah, I'm really excited to crack into it. We can actually come and look at the ecosystem here.
Yeah, let's do it, Miles. I mean, I think this is basically one of the key reasons why I'm so bullish on Phantom. Look at all of these great projects: Scream, Tarot, Beethoven, Liquid Driver. I mean, these are great names, and most importantly, there is so much to come. Things with the potential to be true catalysts, and that's part of what we're going to cover in today's video.
Yeah, there's some awesome projects coming to Phantom, awesome upgrades coming with some of the major Phantom coins. I just want to start by kind of painting a picture of where we are sitting right now. A lot of people are panicking after seeing some of these drops, 12%, 27%, but just look at the weekly. Like, look how much some of these coins are up. 98% Liquid Driver, 43% T shares, 46% Spirit, 68% Beethoven. Like, things have absolutely pumped. The Phantom ecosystem is exploding right now. If we actually look at DeFi Llama, we can see that some of the weekly growth with some of these ecosystem projects is off the charts. Scream's doubled. Tomb Finance is up almost 70%. SpiritSwap, the list goes on and on. So we're seeing a mass rush of liquidity come into the ecosystem. So it's normal to panic when prices go down 15, 20% in a day. But we just have to remember the big picture, of where we're sitting. When things actually pump 10 or 20x, it's very normal to get these pullbacks. So we're looking at Liquid Driver now. I mean, this thing was $2.30 a few weeks ago. It pumped to $55. If this comes down to $30, like, I'm not panicking because we've seen such an explosive growth in price. It's only normal for things to come down and consolidate. So I want to issue a bit of patience across the market right now. I know it's a scary time, but come on, guys, look at where we sit for the weekly. Things are looking pretty strong still.
I fully agree. I always tell people, zoom out charts, look at the big picture, and then you're going to be fine, right? I mean, we're green all over the 11-day charts across all these different projects. And I think that's super, super bullish. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty confident in the ecosystem as a whole. We've got so much coming. We're about to get into some of the catalysts that can actually spur some of these projects to new heights. I mean, when things are looking this fundamentally bullish, you actually should be taking advantage of dips like this. I can't give you advice on when to buy dips, but I'm always continuously dollar cost averaging in and out of the market to some extent. So, you just want to monitor, make a watch list. So I've actually gone on and made a watch list on Phantom of projects that I like. And every day I come in, I monitor them. If I see any really big discounts that I find attractive, I'm always coming into DCA, and I think that's an important approach to take as well.
You're so right. And I would add to that, guys, whenever you're in green, whenever you're in profits, hey, sometimes it's good also to take profits. So don't be scared of taking profits. And most importantly, make sure that you have a clear strategy defined.
Yeah, and it all depends on your portfolio goals. Like, if you're happy to hold and you're happy to hold for many years or many months, then maybe profit taking isn't for you. But if you're more of an active trader, you want to take profits to roll into some stables so you can buy dips. Like, I completely understand that too. So taking profits or buying dips completely depends on your strategy, completely depends on your goals. There's no right or wrong answer. Personally, my strategy is to take small amounts of profits when we're pumping and also deploy small amounts of stables when we're dumping.
I agree. It's so important to have stable coins ready whenever there is a market dip.
Now we're going to jump into some catalysts in the Phantom ecosystem. I actually tweeted this yesterday that Daniele retweeted, and it shows that so much stuff is coming to the Phantom ecosystem in the near future. We have so many bullish catalysts. DeFi Daily, what's your opinion on where Phantom sits right now in terms of some of these upcoming events that are happening in the Phantom ecosystem?
I think we are probably in one of the most exciting times for the Phantom ecosystem. I think we and all the Phantom holders should be super excited to see names like Andre, Daniele, really betting for the Phantom ecosystem. I mean, these guys, wherever they've been moving, liquidity goes with them. They are critical for DeFi, and it's super, super, super bullish to have them betting for the Phantom ecosystem. I mean, if you think about it, this picture, it's amazing. They have a strong community behind them. I think it's great news.
I mean, this is Andre's new profile picture. Their allegiances are very, very clear now. I don't like this sponsored by AVVE thing because I think they're doing a podcast for Frog Radio. No, but I like AVVE as well. It's just, yeah, there's so many things to come in terms of their partnership. And yeah, I think we should crack on and go through some of these catalysts because, a lot of people probably want to know a little bit more about this tweet. So let's go into it. First thing I want to touch on is actually the FELIX Exchange. We know this is coming within the next month or two. If I had to bet, I would say February, definitely. We could be seeing the FELIX Exchange. We saw the website actually launch where you can go in, put in your email, sign up so you can get updates on the exchange. People don't know what the exchange is. I'll break it down for you quickly. The FELIX Exchange is a Binance powered cloud centralized exchange. So what it actually is, it's an exchange for Phantom ecosystem only projects. So it's going to onboard a lot of US retail users into the Phantom ecosystem. If you actually look right now and you go through Phantom and you look at a project like, let's say, SpiritSwap and go onto the markets tab, there's basically nowhere you can buy this thing. Like, Gate is pretty much the only centralized exchange where you can buy it. It's not a very used exchange. Pretty much the only place to buy these projects is on DEXs. So having something like FELIX that's centralized where you can hopefully just plug in your credit card or your bank account and purchase these projects is going to be massive for onboarding new users and drawing new liquidity into the ecosystem. So that's something I'm super bullish on. What do you think?
I think these news are huge, Miles. I mean, we've been talking so much about this. We covered it the other day actually during our Twitter space with Drake, with Professor Crypto Banana. It is critical to make DeFi easy, and it's our responsibility as YouTube content creators to actually make it accessible for people. Or in other words, using a term that I like very much, making DeFi digestible for users so that they can actually access this space easily and take advantage of it. And, following that line of thought, having a project like FELIX launching and making it easier for users to buy Phantom and interact with some of these amazing DeFi projects, I think it's super bullish and will definitely boost the liquidity into the ecosystem.
Definitely, because, I get a lot of messages right now, and I know a lot of us are really into crypto and we're kind of in this bubble, but, I get heaps of messages from people just getting into the space, friends, family, also on Twitter, they say like, I heard you like SpiritSwap, but how do I buy it? Do I have to use a DEX? How do I do that? Like, it's quite a daunting experience for someone just coming into crypto to purchase something like Spirit or Boo or a lot of these Phantom ecosystem projects. So having the FELIX Exchange, which is, somewhere where you can go to directly to purchase these projects, have it all in the one place, and obviously offers deep liquidity, which is a big issue at the moment for some of these projects, is going to be absolutely massive. So I'm super bullish on FELIX. I know you're bullish on FELIX, and I think this special announcement from Harry at the Bitcoin conference on the 19th of Jan will probably shine some light on the updates in terms of FELIX as well.
Absolutely.
So if we go into catalyst number 2, we've got Solid. Obviously, we talked about Andre and Daniele. Their strong partnership can draw a lot of liquidity into the Phantom ecosystem. I just want to briefly touch on what Solid is. I actually recorded a video where I explained what VE33 or Solid actually is, and I kind of go through and explain how it's going to work. However, we don't know all the details yet. I know Andre is giving us more details this week. So basically, right now, a lot of it we're kind of guessing on how it will operate. But Jack did a good thread here where he kind of broke down how it will actually operate. So it's pretty much a vote escrow mechanic. So it'll operate kind of like Convex and Curve, but then it has the staking dilution mechanics of Olympus DAO, the 3-3 mechanics to incentivize staking. And I heard it's actually going to have an NFT secondary market, so you can receive rewards, lock them as an NFT, which will reduce the circulating supply. So I know a lot of this is very complicated, and I don't want to make this a solid video because there's so much to go into and a lot of it's speculation, but we can link that video in the description, or you can check it out on my channel if you want to know more about Solid. But I get a lot of questions at the moment, and that question is, how do I actually get access to Solid tokens? And that has been the flavor of the month. That question's going around, like, how can I get it? How can I get in? I just want to say, like, be patient with it. We don't know exactly how all these protocols are going to issue their governance. So if you don't know, the top 20 protocols on DeFi Llama, when the snapshot is taken, will get issued Solid tokens. And what these guys will do is then decide, they'll probably bring it to a vote. They'll decide how to distribute these tokens. So if you're an XBOO holder, you'll probably receive Solid as a reward. If you're an XLQDR holder, you'll probably receive Solid as a reward. But I would issue a bit of patience when it comes to that, because there's no point, in my opinion, just aping blindly into projects and hoping you get an airdrop. I would just wait. There's no need to rush. There's no need to go crazy over how to get these tokens, because all will be revealed in due time.
I completely agree, Miles. And to your point, I think there's still a lot of details that are not yet revealed, and there's a lot of details that maybe we're not going to cover. But guys, looking at the big picture, whenever a project like Curve, for example, or AAVE were deployed in a blockchain like, for example, Matic, or whenever they were deployed in Avalanche, I mean, we saw a lot of liquidity flowing into those ecosystems. Same thing we could say with, for example, Wonderland on Olympus DAO, right? I mean, these projects were a success, money was flowing into the ecosystems. So having a project like Solid combining Curve with functionalities like Olympus DAO, I think these are huge news for the Phantom ecosystem, Miles.
100%. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a massive boost in liquidity. And what we're doing in this video is painting the picture of how liquidity in Phantom will actually be boosted. As I just showed you, like, we're getting massive boosts across the ecosystem. But I think long term, not even just short term, long term, having Andre, having Daniele, building on Phantom, building up the community will be massive in terms of drawing liquidity into Phantom. Obviously, we know the Phantom token powers the network, right? So the Phantom token price will appreciate as per the law of the network effect in regards to this new liquidity. That makes Phantom a good bet in asymmetrical terms, but it also means some of these ecosystem projects stand to benefit even more. That's why at the end of this video, we're going to get into a couple strategies so you can take advantage. But I want to get into AAVE, and what do you think of this? AAVE on Phantom.
I was so surprised when you told me today about AAVE moving into Phantom. I mean, these are great news. It's actually one of the projects that I use in my DeFi strategies across multiple ecosystems. I use it in Avalanche, I use it in Polygon, in Matic. So these are amazing news. And most importantly, it's a huge catalyst for liquidity and people moving money into ecosystems. Like Taki Maeda says, I mean, he's amazing. you should follow the APRs, and it's amazing to hear that AAVE is moving into Phantom. I'm hoping that it's going to be a catalyst, a booster for liquidity. And overall, I think it's great news to hear that there's going to be so many new things just popping up in Phantom and just building a stronger community, a stronger ecosystem.
Going to be so big. And if you actually want to know a little more into like how we got these details, AAVE Grants actually posted that they have an update on the snapshot, which was launched as a proposal. I'm hearing some information that we could get AAVE as soon as February, March, which would be absolutely awesome. Obviously there's no promises on exactly when we're getting the deployment, but we see that the snapshot was listed as a proposal, which is really, really awesome. So AAVE X Phantom, I think it'll be massive. And the Crypto Farmer did a thread on this as well, where he kind of compared the Matic and the AVAX price rises post AAVE. Because if you don't know what AAVE does, it's a borrowing lending protocol. So they will actually incentivize when they deploy on a new chain. They'll incentivize you to come in and lock liquidity. So what happened was AVAX actually did a 6x after the AAVE deployment. As we can see at 40 cents listed on AAVE, did a 6x to 230. Then when AAVE came to AVAX, it was at 60. It went all the way up to almost 150. So obviously the market was in a bull trend at the time. So it's not necessarily causation. It could just be loosely correlated, but I think there's actually a lot of merit to the advantages that AAVE has in terms of drawing liquidity. AAVE actually attracts a lot of investors that aren't already in the Phantom ecosystem, because a lot of investors are a little bit daunted, especially if they're used to Ethereum and some of the other chains, to come onto protocols like Scream and Tarot. So having a real blue chip like AAVE that has a strong following, strong community, actually launching on Phantom will actually draw a lot of liquidity into the Phantom ecosystem that wouldn't normally be captured. So I think AAVE is super bullish. It's one of the protocols that we've wanted on Phantom for a long time. It looks like it's finally coming as per the snapshot, which is super exciting and super bullish for Phantom as a whole.
To cover the 6th point, Popsicle Finance, Miles. I think it's important you tell the audience what is Popsicle Finance. So guys, Popsicle Finance is basically an AMM, a multi-chain yield optimization platform for liquidity providers. You give them your money, they pick your money, they distribute it across different chains to try to optimize their return. That's the idea, guys, to keep it simple. It is great to see Daniele tweeting about it. Popsicle Finance is going to be the killer app of 2022. If this guy says it, this is definitely something that I like. You don't know yet, but options exchange, liquidity cross-chain, and derivative strategies could be all packaged into one simple application. Guys, that could be huge. We know derivatives moves a lot of money. So if this would be embedded into Popsicle Finance, we could be looking at a huge project.
And I just want to pull up the charts right now, because this is one of the projects that really stands out to me as a dip buying opportunity. We saw, obviously, when V3 launched on ETH, it absolutely skyrocketed to $61. It's come all the way back down now to around $15. And honestly, in this $10 to $14 range, I really like this as an accumulation zone. Not financial advice. I'm accumulating Popsicle Finance. You want to be buying things during dips, not pumps. A lot of people are aping, but I look at this chart and I love this because I'm seeing an opportunity here. We know there's things coming. We know there's the options exchange, liquidity, cross-chain, derivative strategies, all coming. But we look at the price. None of this is factored in my opinion. We're at a market cap of 168. There's no reason why Popsicle can't be a $1 billion protocol, because if we go onto Popsicle Finance, look at this. Phantom, V3, wait, use ETH and Polygon. Okay, I want to stake my Phantom. Wait, and ICE isn't available on this chain. But Daniele said he's building actively on Phantom, and we know he has the partnership with Andre and Solid. So who's going to be providing liquidity to the Phantom network? Well, it looks to me like Popsicle could be the go-to. Seriously, I think there's a massive opportunity here. I think Popsicle on Phantom is coming a lot sooner than you think, and I think that's going to be such a bullish catalyst for both Popsicle and Phantom, because it's a very, very, very strong optimizer. And I absolutely love Popsicle. If you don't trust me, trust Daniele, and that's basically the gist of it. I really like this one.
I fully agree. And I think you mentioned something very important. Look at the price right now. I remember a lot of people aping in when the price was in $57, $60, saying, oh my God, this is going to the moon. I'm losing the chance to buy. Come on, guys. Right now it's at $15. Again, non-financial advice, but like Miles, I am also accumulating.
I actually bought in around $2 to $4, so I did really well. When it went up to 60, I was ecstatic. I thought, I'm going to retire on Popsicle. It's going to hit $1 million. And then it obviously, has come back down. But, this is a zone that I'm happy to accumulate in. And hopefully, once we do get back up to these all-time highs, we can be, really well really well reimbursed. We're obviously beholden to the Bitcoin price at the moment, which is a reason why a lot of these protocols aren't performing. But, regardless of what Bitcoin does, we know the power of Popsicle. We know the power of the Frog Nation. I'm super bullish on Popsicle. And yeah, I think it could be massive for both Popsicle and Phantom.
Absolutely. I really like all the catalysts that we covered. I'm very eager, looking forward for all of this to actually become a reality in Phantom. So what do you think, Miles? Let's jump into the strategy so that we can show people how they can take advantage of the existing protocols.
Yeah, let's do it. So my favorite protocol on Phantom is Liquid Driver. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about Liquid Driver because they're absolutely killing the game right now. They're essentially operating as the convex on the Phantom ecosystem, buying up in Spirit so they can boost their own farms through SpiritSwap's gauge model and offer insane rewards to XLQDR holders. So this protocol is generating an insane amount of revenue. We've seen the price action, as I showed you before, on LQDR tokens has gone absolutely parabolic. It's pulled back today to $40, which is really healthy in my opinion, and probably see a bit of consolidation on these charts. But in the meantime, look at some of the APRs you can earn on XLQDR. You can make 97%, which is paid out in LQDR, Phantom, Linspirit, Boost, Spell, and Beats. Obviously, you got to lock up your LQDR, so be wary of that. I actually go into the in-depth strategies in my video, but I'll run you through a couple of my favorite strategies now. So if you own LQDR, then I think locking them up is a good option. You can take your 97% APR, you can take this reward, you can hop into the farms, pick a farm that you like. I know a lot of people like the MIM Phantom pool, paying 144, which is insane. You can auto compound your rewards back into this. You can even compound maybe 70% into this, 30% back into LQDR if you're bullish on that long term. You can even come down here. I'm really bullish on SpiritSwap, so I personally take my XLQDR rewards, my 97%. I switch basically all these for Spirit. I come into the farm section. I go down to the Spirit tab and I stake for 74% so I can compound my Spirit stack. So basically the opportunities are endless when it comes to being an LQDR holder because there's some awesome compounding strategies. And honestly, these are some of the most insane yields on the Phantom ecosystem right now.
I fully agree with you, Miles. I've been investing in Liquid Driver for the past 4, 5, 6 months. I've been investing actually with the Phantom meme pool, also in the Phantom DAI. I also have some Liquid Driver stake. So I think it's definitely a huge project here.
Most people probably don't own LQDR, and I don't blame you because it's been going up so fast recently that sometimes it doesn't make sense to buy into these crazy pumps. So you're probably wondering, how can I take advantage of this protocol without having to lock up my tokens for 2+ years? And this is exactly how. You can come in, stake your Phantom MIM or Phantom USDC, 144%. You can take those rewards, which are paid in LQDR, and then you've got a choice. You can recompound back into Phantom MIM or Phantom USDC, whatever pool you prefer, or you can take some or all of that and then use that to come in and then use those rewards to lock up LQDR to receive this APR. And obviously the holders of LQDR will get access to the solid airdrop. These rewards will also increase through bribes and new partnerships. Obviously, the more liquidity that's locked in will mean this APR drops, but I'm confident that will be largely offset by the new rewards that should be coming in. So this APR probably won't stay around 97% forever. It might drop slightly, but as long as Liquid Driver can continue to increase its dominance, they're calling themselves the governance token hunters of the Phantom ecosystem, then I'm confident that we can continue to see amazing yields. So that's definitely a strategy for those of you that don't own LQDR, would be to farm in one of these pools and then either funnel those tokens back into XLQDR, or you can just compound in the pools and take advantage of these insane APRs.
I really, really liked it, Miles. I really like the way that you have actually split the strategy into two. One a little bit more conservative. Invest in the Phantom meme pool, earn 140% APR. All the Liquid Driver tokens that you're earning, you sell them, split them back into Phantom and meme, reinvest it, and generate an auto compound strategy. Second option, maybe a little bit more degen. You also invest your Phantom meme, but in this case, the rewards that are paid in LQDR, you stake them. And what it's amazing is that you're going to be earning also almost 100% on those LQDR that are staked. You're going to be earning as a reward multiple tokens from the Phantom ecosystem. All of them are amazing projects. I mean, as part of this strategy, we're actually going to exchange them, but I mean, you could also hold them. We got LQDR You get paid also in Phantom, you get paid in Boo. And in the case of this strategy that Miles explained, what we're doing is we're exchanging all of these into Spirit and Lean Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to what you're bullish on and what your goals are. Personally, I don't feel like I own enough Spirit. I'm really bullish on Spirit Swap. So what I do is I come and compound it here because I really want to increase my Spirit holdings. If you're not bullish on Spirit and you're really bullish on Boo, you can come and do it with Boo. If you're more bullish on Liquid Driver, you can even come in here. And this pool is really awesome because a lot of people come to me and they say, I want to buy Liquid Driver, but I don't want to lock it up. How do I get exposure to the token price without having to lock it? Well, here's your answer. LQDR Phantom, 128%, earning more LQDR. So this effective APR is over 250% or around the 250% mark if you're compounding weekly, which is absolutely mental. Obviously, impermanent loss is a risk, but honestly, I like this pair because my best guess would be that if Phantom rises, LQDR should rise, or at least because obviously they're emitting more tokens, at least kind of be able to offset those emissions with increased price rise. So I do like this pool, but obviously impermanent loss is always a risk when it comes to LPing.
I was exactly going to say that impermanent loss is an element that everyone needs to take into consideration when investing into DeFi. I really like the one about Lean Spirit and Spirit because Miles, correct me if I'm wrong, but there we have no impermanent loss. We're trading almost the same price of the token. So that is absolutely great for everyone who wants to accumulate Spirit and earn a 74% APR at the same time, which is huge.
Yeah, and you've got the other option of coming into Lin Spirit, depositing for a 69% APR, which is actually pretty good. This is probably the easiest strategy because you're receiving straight Spirit, which you can deposit back into the vault. However, this is the reason why I like the farm over Lin Spirit, even at a similar APR. If somehow the Lin Spirit peg broke, something happened, Lin Spirit drops, at least in this pool, you still hold 50% Spirit. So it'll actually rebalance. And if something dreadful happens to Lin Spirit, you can actually still retain a lot of your Spirit holdings because it's 50-50. Whereas if you're staking pure Lin Spirit, the issue here is that if something happens to Lin Spirit, your Spirit bag would be crushed. So I'm always wary of the risk when it comes to the peg. I know this is a super strong peg, so I'm catastrophizing a little bit by saying that. This peg has been super strong historically, and I think Lin Spirit do a great job of keeping the peg solid. That's obviously something to note, that this is, you could probably consider this a little bit safer.
You're so right, Miles. That's definitely a point that I didn't consider when I was building my own strategy, where you're totally right. I think, there's multiple options, but there's always that risk of the coin losing its peg. Like you said, it's a very strong project. I believe it would be very hard for Lean Spirit to lose its peg, but again, you never know. There's always that risk. So I think having this alternative strategy is just an amazing idea. And what I like the most, and something that I wanted to call out, is that Liquid Driver is super strong. And, if we think about the catalyst that we were speaking about before, look at all these projects. All of them could potentially be part of that airdrop, right? That we were talking about, the Solid project. So guys, go check it out, Liquid Driver.
Yeah, XLQDR has to be the number one place. If your main priority is getting Solid tokens, look no further than LQDR, because you're locking up your XLQDR. We will probably, this is a complete guess, but my guess is that the Solid tokens will appear here and you'll receive them directly, or maybe they'll factor into the protocol and distribute them. We're not sure how it'll work, but we do know that LQDR will qualify for the airdrop, which means that you'll be able to get those tokens through here, but you'll also be receiving other tokens like Boo, which you can stake for XBoo on Boo and receive the tokens through there. You can swap your Lin Spirit for Spirit and stake them as in Spirit on Spirit Swap and receive tokens through there. You can take your wrapped Phantom and put it into an LP, receive tokens from there. So this is like the number one place to go if your main priority is getting hold of those tokens, really.
I think this is getting crazy. I really like it, Miles. And I saw you had also Beethoven that you wanted to cover.
Yeah, so we talked a lot about Liquid Driver. There's so much going on in that space, but I also really like Beethoven. I'll quickly run you through the Fidelio Duetto pool. Yes, I speak a bit of Italian. Hopefully I did justice to the pronunciation there. You can invest your beats into the pool. So you take your beats, you actually split them 80-20 with Phantom. So what you can do is you can come in, deposit beats or Phantom. It'll automatically split it 80% beats, 20% Phantom. You don't need an LP on any other site. You come in, you provide liquidity. You can click invest. So this is how you do it. You put in your Phantom. it'll automatically invest your beats, 80% beats, 20% Phantom. And what you can actually do here is once you receive your Fidelio Duetto, you can come in and you can max this out to mint F beats. So you're receiving yield on yield essentially because you're investing your beats as an LP, beats Phantom. You're receiving Fidelio Duetto BPTs and then you can mint F beats, which then you can come in and stake for F beats in the F beats farm. So that sounds complicated, but it's 3 steps. Come in, invest your beats, stake your beats, and receive F beats. Then take those F beats, stake them in the F beats farm, and this is the APR that this total strategy will yield. We know APRs are a flat yearly rate. So if you're compounding weekly, this APR is actually above 200. I should say APY is above 200. So essentially you're earning 200% to hold Beethoven tokens, and I'm extremely bullish on this protocol because they are moving to a gauge model super soon, so we could see kind of a curve spirit wars type thing occur on Beethoven as well, as Liquid Driver looks to secure governance voting rights over Beethoven, so that's something else to look out for.
I really like this strategy, Miles. I love how you take advantage of the compound interest. I think Beethoven, they have been doing something amazing. For those of you guys who don't know it, this is basically a fork of Balancer where we have so many interesting pools. What I really like about these guys is that you have some pools where you can invest in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tokens. You can diversify your portfolio. You have, for example, this one in which you actually get exposure to some of the most important projects in the Phantom ecosystem. It automatically splits your tokens in all of these different protocols, and actually you're earning these amazing APRs.
Yeah, so if you the balancer model is really unique. It definitely succeeded on Ethereum, but the reason why Beethoven I think is even better is obviously Phantom's faster. It's got cheaper gas fees. It actually enables you to compound in these multi-token pools a lot easier than Balancer itself did on Ethereum. So I think Beethoven is the better version, and also Balancer actually owns a stake of Beethoven. I know Bal has a vested interest in Beethoven as well. So it's not just this dodgy fork. Like, they're actually backed and approved by Balancer themselves. So this is a really awesome protocol. Have a play around. There's tons and tons of farms here. I prefer to stake my beats because I'm bullish on the protocol as a whole, but even Liquid Driver is utilizing Beethoven as well. Like, this Lin Spirit pool is through Beethoven. So obviously offering some of the best yields in crypto, and their swap function is actually one of the cheapest dexes on Phantom because they can offer really competitive rates through these multi-token pools. We can see that in terms of these live swap rates, Beethoven actually has 3 of the 4 best rates out of all the dexes on Phantom. So that's also something to note.
I fully agree. And actually, I mean, this is not financial advice. For those of you looking for strategies with stable coins, they have these Siggy, Stardust, and Magic Internet Money. They're paying 20.87% APR, and they split your funds between USDC, USDT, and MIM. I really like this one. And if you want to get a little bit more degen, you actually can invest your tokens here. You can get your LP token, and then you can invest it in Reaper Finance, and you can get a 30% APY, and it's going to auto compound your money automatically. Yeah, now we're on Reaper. You can see it here, guys. This could be an option. You can bring here your tokens, and you get a 25% almost APY. It auto compounds, so you don't spend time claiming the benefit.
Yeah, exactly. So auto compounding can be really advantageous in terms of saving time. Personally, I prefer to compound myself just to avoid the extra layer of risk. Phantom's pretty cheap, so it doesn't cost much. But if you're on a lower budget and you're not investing that much capital into the ecosystem, this can actually come out to be a cheaper way of investing in some of these LPs. So definitely something to consider is auto compounding.
I really like the fact that you mentioned security. We've seen projects like Green Finance. That was also a yield farming aggregator, and there was an exploit. So I think it's very important, guys, that of course always invest an amount that you can afford losing. That's something that I always say. DeFi is risky. And make sure that you diversify your money across different projects.
100%. That's something really important to note. Well, I think that pretty much covers everything. Thank you so much for having me on the channel. We covered a lot of stuff today, a lot of alpha. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure to absolutely smash that like button, turn the notification bell on, show DeFi Daily some love because, yeah, I think we covered some really awesome stuff.
Thank you very much, Miles. Like I mentioned before, I'm really glad that you had the time to stop by, be here with us in DeFi Daily, record this amazing video. I strongly recommend everyone that is following my channel, you guys gotta go check out MILES DEUTSCHER channel. He's got some amazing content, so make sure you like his videos, make sure that you subscribe, and make sure that you comment and interact with his channel. Again, guys, thank you very much once again for watching this video until the end, and I'll see you in the next episode of DeFi Daily. Bye bye.